Hey, what's going on, UFC fans around the world? Liv Laker here. Let me just get this out of the way.
Well, subscribe already. Hit the fucking like button and subscribe before I knock your ass out, man. I ain't fucking with you, man.
Seriously though, there's gonna be just more MMA talk and UFC stuff in general, so if you wanna, go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, this is a recap of the UFC fight night that just happened with Holm headlining the card against Irene Aldana. Alright, and let's just run through these fights real quick. We had Imavov defeating Williams. Imavov won this one by decision, but clearly outstruck his opponent. Really took control on this one. He had a couple front naked choke, anaconda dart. He was really threatening the chokes. This fight had a lot of fouls in it. There was the classic knee to the balls. There was a moment in the third round when Williams looked to complain of an eye poke, and the ref just yells at him, let's fight, guys, it's a fight, forcing him to engage. So again, that was pretty good to see. There was a clash of heads twice in this one, pretty early on. Williams' hairline started bleeding from that headbutt. Alright, then we got Charles Jourdain, Air Jourdain, versus Josh Cuibao. There was one part where Cuibao was down on the ground. Jourdain gives him a leg kick, and he covers up like he just got hit in the testicles. And the ref was like, nope, that hit the back of your leg, fight on. So that was pretty cool to see. You know, not a lot of stoppages, pointless stoppages for things that didn't really happen. And Jourdain outstruck Cuibao here, 68-51. But Cuibao did edge him in significant strikes, 46-44. So there you go. Hence the draw. There was some pretty great refereeing on the card tonight. There was one ref, what was his name? Kevin Shiitake? Mushroom? But yeah, big fan of Kevin. He did an awesome job. During the Castro fight, he warned about a fence grab that I feel like most refs would overlook. I definitely didn't see it, so it's cool to see a ref so on top of things. It's pretty difficult balance to not have a lot of impact on the fight, but also call it perfectly all the time. So refereeing's hard. Next we had the natural born killer, Carlos Condit. Someone told me recently they heard his name was the natural born thriller. Much more clean cut version, but anyway. Versus Court McGee, the Crusher. This one was super close in terms of strikes. Carlos Condit barely edged out Court McGee with striking. 88 strikes landed to Court's 84. Similar to the Cuibao one, I think this could have even been a draw, but I agree that you give someone the win. And then we have Kyler Phillips, the Matrix. I can see a bit of Keanu in him, who fought Cameron Else. Else? That's the last name? Phillips won this one by knockout in the second round. So Dusko Todorovic was on the card, and that was like my go-to fight. I was really excited for that one. I just learned of him. Versus Daquan Townsend, the Tarantula. Dusko delivered this past UFC, TKOing Townsend in the second round. If you haven't heard of the man, just check out my channel for more. Dusko ended up landing 109 strikes, and that one takedown was all he needed. He ended the fight on top of the Tarantula. Dusko ended up finishing with the knockout, the TKO, in round 2. And we had the Iron Lady, Germaine Durandami. She's that girl that hit Holly Holm after the bell. She really showed off her jiu-jitsu against her opponent. She came in, as a Muay Thai champion. She had a really nice Von Flue choke attempt, and she ended up snatching the guillotine, and she put her opponent to sleep. Got the sub in round 3. I really like how she switched her grip from that arm-in guillotine to that power guillotine. It's pretty cool to see her evolve like that. Like, she's getting really well-rounded, and we'll see what's next for the Iron Lady. I think she has a shot at fighting for the belt again. And I like Dan Hardy at the end with the interview. What, you're a grappler now? And now on to the big boys. De Castro fought Felipe. and they were the co-main event for this one. And referee Kevin Sataki again. During this fight, he noted a lot of fence grabbing. I think it was Felipe. And I thought, man, he's really warning him a lot, but he warned him 3 or 4 times and actually took away an advantageous position. And you don't see that a lot. Also hilarious, De Castro just straight up spanking Felipe's booty. I think he did that a couple times during the fight. It's like he's doing nothing. That's not the right accent, but... And so the ref broke that up. Really forcing him to fight. Yeah, De Castro was against the fence in the clinch a lot. Unable to escape that clinch. And the most ridiculous part of that fight was where De Castro asked Dana for the performance of the night bonus. Germaine, I get why she's asking for that 50 G's, Dana. That was the submission of the night for sure, that guillotine. I don't quite see the performance of the night being backed up against the fence for most of it. And then we had the preacher's daughter in the main event once more. Holm, ranked number 2, taking on Irene Aldana. Classic Holm fight. This one did go to a decision, but she was really pushing hard for the finish at the end. You could tell she really, really wanted to get a knockout. She landed 187 strikes and had 5 takedowns. I love how Dan Hardy put it in round 3 during the commentary. They're kind of orbiting each other. The octagon is endless if you move in a circle. That's a terrible Dan Hardy impression. I'm usually better, I swear. Holly showed some nice work on the ground in round 3. Getting the side control, looking for the Kimura, working the body before stepping over to mount. She threw some speedy punches and a couple brutal elbows from mount. And then Irene Aldana, she actually did draw blood. Holly's right nostril started leaking a bit in the 5th round. But classic Holly, the running woman, she was super evasive. And she's just the best women's MMA fighter defensively. One thing I really liked seeing here was Holly did a really good job of striking as Aldana was trying to get up to her feet, both with punches and kicks. So there you go. There is your UFC Fight Night, Fight Island, October 3rd, 2020 fight recap.